Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd, 2014. Yesterday, the United States team lost to Belgium in the World Cup. Big disappointment, but it garnered tremendous interest in the U.S. In the U.S., Jamie Dimon, the chairman and CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, told employees and shareholders late yesterday that he has been diagnosed with throat cancer. Dimon is sort of a titan in the financial services community worldwide. He said his prognosis is excellent and that he'll continue to be actively involved with the bank during his treatment. The 58-year-old Dimon apparently said that his cancer was caught quickly and confined to one area. He had tests including a CAT scan and biopsy and learned that the cancer is in his throat. He's going to be undergoing a roughly 8-week radiation and chemo treatment. During that time, the bank is considering how they're going to handle his absence. Meanwhile, there's been a hurricane watch issued for parts of North Carolina today as Hurricane Arthur has become just that, transformed itself from a tropical storm late last night. It's expected to be a big rainmaker for the Atlantic coast. Meanwhile, also weather-related in the U.S., hundreds of thousands of people in the central part of the country remain without power as they are struggling to clean up after tornadoes, high winds, hail, and heavy rains that struck the central U.S. North and South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri have all been hit. O'Hare Airport saw more than 200 flights canceled yesterday. Well, you knew this was going to happen in the takeover battle between Endurance and Aspen. Aspen has finally dropped the bomb criticizing John Charman's salary. In a letter that was released yesterday, again saying no to the second Endurance offer, they singled out Mr. Charman's compensation package for criticism. Quote, despite Charman reportedly getting kicked out of his prior company in 2013, the Endurance board gave him a $35 million restricted stock grant and options valued at another $10 million. These awards are not conditioned on any performance and are just a handout to Charman. SEC filings show that Charman's compensation for last year included only $60 in salary, as well as the restricted awards. Meanwhile, Endurance, of course, responded back immediately, saying the facts are clear. No other CEO in the industry is aligned with the shareholders like Charman. He has invested $30 million of his own capital. He's committed to invest another $25 million of his own capital in connection with this Aspen transaction. A rating agency has brought the hammer down on Bermuda's banking sector yesterday. Standard & Poor's knocked down the ratings of the two big Bermuda banks, Butterfield Bank and Bank of Bermuda, saying that projected credit losses of more than $1 billion for the period ending this year are going to put a big dent in their earnings. S&P said that the Bermuda economy has weakened since the global financial market dislocations and recession that began in 2008. Yesterday at a General Motors plant, as if they need more bad news in Marion, Indiana, a chemical explosion occurred, killing one worker and injuring 8 others. It was at the Marion Metal Center in Indiana. Work was suspended for the afternoon shift and the evening shift. The morning shift is ongoing right now. A tugboat has sunk in the Mississippi River at St. Louis. 4 tugboat workers were rescued. The river is closed right now between the McKinley Bridge and the Stan Musial Bridge in St. Louis. So river traffic is cut off. Last evening, an A380, that's that big Airbus operated by Qantas Airlines, took off from Los Angeles heading to Melbourne, and it had to turn back about an hour into the 14-hour flight. The reason was a water pipe burst in the business class section, which apparently trickled all the way down into the second deck, getting 80 economy class passengers wet. The plane returned without incident. One plane that did have an incident was a cargo plane that took off from Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. It was a Fokker 50 aircraft. It crashed shortly after takeoff, apparently flying at a very low level. The plane was carrying a cargo of the stimulant, let me make sure I get this correctly, khat. It was being transported to Mogadishu, Somalia. I'm wondering whether or not the crew was in fact chewing that. One never knows. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.